Did you know that God cares about our relationships and it begins in the home? Let's talk about it.
All right, starting in verse 21. Also submit yourselves to one another out of reverence for Messiah. Wives, to your own husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is head of the wife, as Messiah also is head of his community, himself the Savior of the body. But as Messiah's community is submitted to Messiah, so also the wives to their husbands in everything.
You know, this passage often is so misunderstood. Have you experienced that?
Yes, you beat me to the question, but continue.
Yeah, well, I've had men come to me over the years and say, my wife won't submit to me.
Yeah.
Right? And first of all, there's a couple of fallacies there. One is, what is the meaning of submit?
Right.
And secondly, the first part of that, the part that goes alongside wives submit to the husband as well. And before that even is submit yourselves to one another. Yeah. So the word for submit in the Greek has the connotation of walking together, almost like a military parade. They're marching together. And I think that is lost so much in this concept of, submission to one another. We didn't get to the part about husbands love your wives. We'll get to that in a moment. But wives submit to your husbands, but it doesn't work unless the husband is submitted to God.
Yes.
And what does that mean? It means that he is willing to receive correction from God, but also from others, from spiritual leaders. And going back to my first statement, is I've had men that come, well, my wife won't submit to me. Yeah, but I know you well enough to know that you're not submitted to God and you're not submitted to your leadership. Right? And that it all works together.
Yeah, and like you had said, submit to one another in love. And so are you also submitted to your wife in some capacity to serve her and love her as Christ loved the church, which we'll get into. And it says that in verse 25, husbands, love your wives, just as Messiah also loved his community and gave himself up for her to make her holy, having cleansed her by immersion in the word. Having cleansed her by immersion in the word. Messiah did this so that he might present to himself his glorious community, not having stain or wrinkle or any such thing, but in order that she might be holy and blameless. In the same way, husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself.